Our story begins with a perfect little snapshot of our hero Yang Guo. He's just snuck into the room of two Taoist priests he's got a bit of a grudge against. On the bed, he finds two bundles. In the first, about 20 taels of silver, perfect for travel, he thinks, and pockets it. The other bundle holds two long swords. He draws each one, and with a sharp crack, snaps them both clean in half before putting them back. But he's not done. Just before leaving, he pulls down his trousers and relieves himself all over their bedding. Slipping back to his own room, he hears the clumsy thud of someone climbing the wall, and it just confirms what he already knew. These priests are amateurs. The next morning, young Guo pays for his room and heads off toward Jackal Wolf Valley. He's going to meet someone incredibly important to him, his master, his guardian, the person he calls Auntie. After a while, he decides he'll hide and just watch how she handles her enemies. But true to his playful nature, he wants to surprise her. He decides to pull a prank, you know? He's going to disguise himself as a simple farm boy, just buzzing with excitement for a reunion he is absolutely sure is about to happen.
So, his disguise comes together in 3 parts. First, he finds some old farmer's clothes and straw sandals. Easy enough. Second, he grabs a handful of dirt and smears it all over his face to look the part. But it's this third step where you really see his skill. He spots a huge bull, just ramming its horns against a fence and thinks, yep, I'll be a herd boy. Now, he doesn't just hop on, he tames this massive wild animal. With a light press of his palm and a few precise strikes to his shoulder, he brings the powerful bull completely under his control. It's a flash of martial arts genius hidden under a scruffy disguise.
He rides the bull into the valley, lies down on a grassy slope, and pretends to be asleep. He just waits. As the sun hits its peak, he starts to get anxious. But then, his patience pays off. 5 men gather. It's the 2 Taoists from the inn, their master, and 2 beggars. They line up, silent, ready. It's clearly an ambush. Then he hears it, the sound of hooves. A black donkey gallops into the valley, and on its back is a lone maiden, dressed all in white.
And in that one moment, Yang Guo's heart just stops. This isn't his auntie. All that hope, all that excitement, it just turns to dust. He was expecting the almost ethereal, snow-white skin of his master, Xiaolongnu. But this maiden, her skin is a pale yellow. The disappointment is so total, so crushing, that a sob just escapes him. He lies there and just starts to cry.
That disappointment quickly sours into pure contempt. Through his tears, he watches her coolly face down the 5 men, and the thoughts running through his head are just brutal. You call yourself a beautiful maiden in white, he thinks. You're not even fit to be my auntie's maid. His loyalty to his master is so complete that seeing another woman in a similar white dress feels like an insult. He turns his head away, deciding he wants no part of whatever's about to happen.
And so the fight kicks off. The maiden, still perched on her donkey, pulls out a thin, curved blade that flashes like a crescent moon. She fights with this light, flowing style, and she's incredibly skilled, deflecting attacks from all 5 men at once. When the Taoists realize their swords are broken, all thanks to young Guo's little prank, they just snap off tree branches to use as clubs. But even outnumbered 5 to 1, she's holding her own.
But then, the tide turns. Her donkey gets hit, and she's thrown to the ground, revealing she has a slight limp. Her attackers immediately press their advantage, and in this moment, everything changes. A sword slashes past her head, cutting the silver ring holding her hair, and half of it tumbles down. Her face twists into a mask of pure, cold fury, and when our brows arch in anger, she looks just like his auntie. That's it. That one fleeting resemblance is all it takes. His heart trembles, and he knows he has to help her.
So what's his plan? It's as brilliant as it is bizarre. He quickly gathers a few small stones, then slips off the bull's back and hangs underneath its massive belly, hooking his feet over its spine. He's using the animal as both a battering ram and a moving shield. With a gentle poke, he sends the bull charging straight into the middle of the fight. The combatants are so focused, they don't see it coming until it's way too late.
From his hiding spot under the rampaging bull, Yang Guo unleashes his secret attack. With incredible precision, he flicks the pebbles, hitting the pressure points on the backs of all 5 men. With each little thwack, an arm goes numb, and a weapon clatters to the ground. Their attacks are completely neutralized by an enemy they can't even see. Panicked, thinking some powerful master has come to her aid, they turn and run, leaving the maiden standing there completely and utterly baffled.
The maiden, we learn her name is Lu Wushuang, looks all around for her mysterious savior, but all she sees is the herd boy wailing dramatically about his mad bull. He keeps up the act, playing the fool when she offers him silver. But when she gets angry at him, her expression, once again, reminds him of his auntie. So he makes a decision, one born of loneliness and disappointment. Until he finds the real Xiaolongnu, he's going to follow this girl, just to see that look of frustration on her face. He grabs her leg and refuses to let go.
She's annoyed, but also maybe a little amused. She tries to shoo him away, but he just clings to her, crying that she has to save him from his crazy bull. She starts calling him Sha Dan, which basically means silly egg. He follows her everywhere. When she runs, he runs. When she stops, he stops. He becomes her shadow, this silly, dirty boy who's just determined to stick with her, all while secretly loving how exasperated she's getting.
That night, they find shelter in an abandoned temple, and Lu Wushuang decides she has had enough of this idiot. She tries to kill him in his sleep, 3 times. First attempt, she brings her blade down, but it just clangs against a rock he hid under his clothes. Second attempt, she stabs him in the back, but the blade just sinks into a thick piece of roasted venison he'd strapped there. Furious at being tricked twice, she goes for a 3rd time, but he kicks in his sleep, and his legs expertly strike her pressure points, leaving her completely paralyzed.
Just as Lu Wushuang is realizing he's no fool at all, the temple is attacked again. In the brief fight, she takes a heavy palm strike to the chest, breaking 2 of her ribs before Yang Guo drives the men off. The pain is blinding. But as he's tending to her, a far greater danger announces itself from the darkness outside, a name that fills her with absolute terror.
A voice she knows all too well drifts in from the night. It's her master, the ruthless and feared martial artist Li Mok-cho, also known as the Red Serpent. Lu Wushuang's face goes white. She knows she's been found, and she knows there will be no mercy. Her master has been hunting her ever since she ran away.
So why is Li Mok-cho so desperate to find her? Well, Lu Wushuang didn't just escape. She stole something vital. She took the 5 Poisons Secret Manual. This book doesn't just have the recipes for all of Li Mok-cho's infamous poisons, like the Red Serpent Palm. It also has the antidotes. Without that book, Li Mok-cho is vulnerable. It's the source of her power, but also her greatest weakness, and she will stop at nothing to get it back.
So that attack, the one that happened just moments before Li Mok-cho arrived, a fierce warrior landed a heavy blow that broke 2 of Lu Wushuang's ribs. She collapsed, barely able to breathe from the pain, just as the sound of her master's voice echoed outside, trapping her between a fresh injury and an old enemy.
Thinking fast, Yang Guo slips outside and comes up with another crazy, brilliant plan. He finds his bull and ties a sword to one of its horns. Then he ties a bundle of burning firewood to the other horn. He drives this bizarre, terrifying creature straight into the temple. While Li Mok-cho is completely distracted by this fiery, 4-legged monster, Yang Guo slips in, grabs the injured Lu Wushuang, and escapes, once again hidden safely beneath the bull's belly.
They hide in the tall grass, waiting until Li Mok-cho is finally gone. The immediate danger is past, but Yang Guo knows he has to set Lu Wushuang's broken bones, and fast. He looks at her in the moonlight, her face clenched in pain. All her usual fierceness is gone, replaced by this raw vulnerability.
He tells her he'll help, but even now, he can't resist being playful. He tells her a farmer's daughter once had to call him good brother 100 times just for him to set her pig's bones. Since she's been so mean to him, her price is 1,000. Through the pain, she manages to say it 3 times before she can't speak anymore. He just smiles and says she can owe him the other 997. And in that quiet moment, as he gently sets her bones, you can feel their strange relationship beginning to shift.
With her ribs set, he just lifts her into his arms and starts to walk, moving quickly but so smoothly that he doesn't jostle her. He carries her all through the night, sticking to deserted paths. As the sun starts to rise, she finally gives in to exhaustion and falls asleep, feeling safe. She's amazed by his strength, his hidden skill. This strange boy is so much more than the fool he pretends to be.
After they've been traveling for a while, a little peasant child runs up, tosses Lu Wushuang a bundle of rapeseed flowers, and then runs off without a word. Tied to the flowers is a note, written in an elegant hand. It's a warning. Your master is arriving. Hide quickly. The message is a kindness, but it raises a huge question. Who is their mysterious ally? And it confirms their worst fear. The red serpent is still closing in. As they're trying to figure out what to do with nowhere left to hide, a wedding procession comes down the road. Yang Guo just watches the happy celebration go by. Then, in the middle of all this danger and uncertainty, he turns to Lu Wushuang and asks the most unexpected question imaginable. Do you want to be a bride? And it's on that cliffhanger that we see how this journey, one that started with a childish prank, has become a tangled story of deception, protection, and a truly unlikely companionship.